Syria and the Scoundrel. It does not come as a shock with the recent statements made by the treacherous Turkish regime to hold dialogues between the revolutionaries and the criminal Bashar al-Assad, referring to Turkey's relations with the Syrian regime. Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan recently told reporters, political dialogue and diplomacy cannot be cut off between states. Foreign Minister Avuoğlu, on the other hand, made the following: "We will also support the operation that the regime, Damascus, will carry out. But the regime should not consider the moderate opposition as terrorists either. We have seen time after time that this is not the first time Turkey betrays the revolution in Syria. They have betrayed the Muslims of Palestine, East Turkestan, and Arakan before them. Let's not forget the ongoing normalization process between Turkey and the usurping Jewish entity since last year. Russia has backed the criminal regime of Bashar, going to the extent that Vladimir Putin suggested Turkey to cooperate with the Syrian regime. This recent return to diplomacy exposes the mindset of Erdogan and his administration that securing upcoming elections are more priority than ensuring the protection of his brethren. More than 80% of Turkish voters, including majorities in all major political factions, have expressed a desire for Syrian refugees to return to their home country, according to a Metropole survey cited in a report published in May by Deutsche Welle's online Kantara portal. Let us not forget that the ratings of the Erdogan-led Justice and Development Party fell to such a low level that it was forced to form the People's Alliance parliamentary coalition, merging with the far-right Nationalist Movement Party. At the same time, he declared some Islamic movements extremists and terrorists and began to brutally persecute them, even those on whose shoulders he came to power. As Erdogan prepares to run for re-election next June, Abdullah noted that his support in the West is waning. "It's very clear that the United States is not staying behind Erdogan," he said, "and the West in general is supporting the opposition. Turkey should never forget that it was part of the Ottoman Caliphate, destroyed by the hands of the English agent Mustafa Kemal. The West has for centuries tried effortlessly to erase its Islamic beliefs and feelings with the ideas of secularism, patriotism, nationalism, etc. The West eventually succeeded with the help of its agents. Erdogan's actions testifies that he, like other puppets seated by the Western colonialists on the necks of the Islamic Ummah, measures success by the degree of betrayal of the interests of Islam and Muslims in favor of serving the interests of the enemies of Allah. Therefore, let no one be deceived by the ostentatious piety and false speeches of sinful tyrants. After all, this will not turn into anything for them, except for a humiliating shame and a painful punishment from Allah. Allah Almighty said, "Rejoice the hypocrites with the news of a painful punishment, those who take unbelievers instead of believers as their helpers and friends. Do they really want to gain power with them, if power is wholly inherent in Allah?" Quran 4:138-139.